Make sure my hair's all good.
You got here to make sure it looks good.
My beard all right? Do I look like Santa Claus? Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Talk Transformers Live. Basically, this is where I get a bunch of my buddies, my friends that are online, and we talk about Transformers and just whatever we want to talk about, everything. And today, I have three wonderful guests with me that took time out of their busy schedule, and I want to say thank you very much. So we got Dennis, aka Gotbot, today with me. How are you doing, good sir?
Good.
Very nice. He had to do some yard work and had to do some, Springer custom, all that good stuff, but he made it with me on, and I really appreciate that. And we got Don. We got Input. Good, sir. How are you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Awesome. How are y'all guys doing? I didn't really ask. I'm going to ask you 13 times, but how are y'all really doing?
I mean, I'm doing pretty good.
I'm mesmerized. I'm mesmerized by the best beard in the business.
That is true, man. I mean, Matt, I wish it wasn't gray, man. It looks like a stain. You know what I mean? I can't say it really loud, but it looks like a stain. So, and also joining me with today, and he's always on these things because he's really good dude. We got Extra Zero, man. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good, man, and always glad to be here.
Yes, I love having you on here, dude. I think we're on the same level as far as Transformers. I really think we do. We're on sync most of the time for what we like and what we don't like and everything. So that's cool. All right. So, I'm gonna give the realm over to Extra Zero because this is basically what he wanted to talk about. So just tell everybody what we're gonna, a little chit chat around about and everything.
Yeah. So obviously, like when we do these, we like to come up with different topics, and just kind of some insightful things that you wouldn't necessarily think about. But, I've been putting a lot of thought into what makes a really great accessory for a figure these days. It's pretty awesome in Siege that we're seeing, the return of Target Masters, and we're getting all these effects pieces, and there's a big emphasis on accessories in mainline. And then in Masterpiece, I mean, we've always had a lot of accessories with Masterpiece, but now they're starting to adapt effects pieces. And one of the cool things too is with Masterpiece figures, they're going overboard with accessories, you could say, and you're getting like what you could call props to go along with your figures, like Hound's coming with a key, the MPM Megatron that I got recently, he actually comes with the Allspark cube, and
okay.
Yeah. So I just kind of wanted to do a roundtable and find out, what do you guys think makes for a really good accessory? What are your favorite accessories? And moving forward, what do you want to see?
Dennis, you can go first. Where you want to go?
I want to make a joke here about Prime Armor. I want to make a joke about Prime Armor.
Well, there are bad accessories. We can talk about those too.
Well, I mean, like I respect the idea. You have to do something with that whole hand-foot, gun piece. I get it, but it's not what I call good. What do I like? Honestly, and it kind of goes in with the effects pieces a little bit, but when we get things like melee accessories, swords, hammers, that sort of thing, I've always been a big fan of having the handle be a solid color and then the blade or whatever be some sort of a, not necessarily a clear plastic, but some sort of a translucent plastic. I've always found it gives it more life. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Almost like an energy effect to it.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. I'm happy to see things like the blast effects and whatnot coming back. However, I feel like in tandem with that, it's also a good idea to have maybe things like armor. I kind of dig certain armor if it's done well. I'm thinking about Siege Jetfire and all the extra armor bits that guy's coming with.
Oh, nice. All right, Input. What do you think? What do you?
Honestly, my whole thing with accessories is real simple. If I'm gonna give you $20 for 50 or 100 or whatever, I want to get as much in that box as I possibly can. So extra faces or guns or blast effects or anything like that, I'm happy to get. I don't really care what it is, as long as it just kind of adds something to the figure and the overall experience of the figure. So, like I said, I'm really simple with it.
I like what Legends are doing with, like Iron Factory does this right now. They give you extra hands. Swappable hands, I think, are really a great point of getting and everything, because it shows, especially when because I take pictures and everything, so it gives it more life to it. And just like the blast effects, man, with the Siege, I think Siege would still be a great line, but those blast effects really put it over the line, over the limit or whatever. As far as when you're taking pictures of things, because it just adds so much to it, man. Like when I took pictures of that start screen, man, when I put that blast effect on there, it just makes it look so much better. I mean, it just looks more lively, like it comes alive on screen and everything. So
that's a good point, because like I'll look at myself, and we mentioned this when I done around 30, that I always look at everything in terms of stop motion, and you always have to add in things like blast and fire and whatnot. Having the blast effects, it's a nice, easy little way, especially in a small scene where you can have certain blasts in the background or something, and it's just an easy way to do it without necessarily having to edit every bloody picture.
Yeah, exactly. Well, so actually, what about you? I mean, what do you like?
So obviously, I like the blast effects a lot. But I like accessories that are meaningful. Now there's some where they go overboard. I'd argue with like the upcoming Hound. There's a little bit too much. Like, I mean, I don't care about the soft top that turns into a shield. Who's going to use that? And then sometimes there's that thing from the one episode, like MP36 is a good example, and he's one that comes with one of the coolest blast effects, because it can be a blast effect and it's also the beam for the beam sword. And the only thing I don't like that he comes with is the
rifle.
Not the rifle, but because I mean the rifle is kind of iconic, right? And I actually have my second one on my Megatron shelf, battle damage. The battle damage parts is again one of my favorite things in the box to give him that other look. But the mind control helmet, because it's just so doofy and
I'm sorry, I'm mistaken. I didn't mean. I was talking about Beast Wars Megatron. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, Beast Wars Megatron. Actually, for me, the dumbest accessory in that box is the toothbrush.
Yeah, how many people are
love
going to
that toothbrush?
Yeah.
What I think is probably the greatest, yet potentially most useless effect? The eye lasers that come with MP Dinobot. It looks so cool, but how many people are going to display them with the eye lasers?
Well, I mean, anybody that wants to have him destroying the golden disc. I mean, that could be,
I guess. Yeah.
And that's a figure where I'd like to have a couple of them, because I'd love to have them like with the bandoliers and the holsters and everything. In fact, I'm going to enter that stasis lock competition this weekend.
Everybody follow stasis lock, man. They're really good dudes, man.
Yeah.
Here's a brain thought for you guys. Since all these figures are aimed at adults for like the adult collectors and all this other stuff, do you think they're looking at people's Instagrams or people's social media and seeing all these pictures that they're taking and trying to give us as much as possible to recreate different scenes? I mean, they could be looking at certain dioramas that we're building and just trying to make it easier for us to have this coolness factor on our shelves or something like that.
I think that's possible, because you look at like MP Black Arachnia coming out with the web stand and everything. I mean, that's just another really cool thing they didn't have to do, but they're doing it anyway. And I would say, to go back, like it's not a Transformer or not Transformers related, but Soul Chigokin, I absolutely love it when they come with a display stand that holds and houses all the accessories, so I can have everything on my shelf and I don't have to worry about keeping anything in the box, and it's all organized in a little tray that's unique to the character.
I think it was a fail with the MP Beast War, the Megatron, not giving him a stand. They should have took that toothbrush and the rifle away and gave us a stand.
Yeah, they should have.
I mean, especially when they advertised them that way.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna, well, you can use Dinobots. Like, well, what if I want to use Dinobots as a stand? So it's like, that was a fail. That was a big fail. I think they should have just scratched the gun and the toothbrush and gave us a stand, and I think that would have been.
And both of those characters, especially in season 1, are so alt mode driven, because they go into stasis lock and stuff like that. So you see them in their dino modes quite a bit. So I could see somebody having their T-Rex or Megatron in T-Rex mode, or Dinobot in his Raptor mode on their shelf.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But sometimes you get, I think they include these accessories not only to give you the option, but because a lot of fans will talk about a certain scene that's a really quirky scene, and they'll really build it up. And I think that they probably think, you know what, fans would love that. Like, how often do you hear people talk about Beast Wars Megatron's rubber ducky?
All the time.
All the time.
And I got to be honest, I don't even remember the episode or whatever. I don't remember the rubber ducky. I know it's an iconic thing. I don't even remember it.
What he was taking a bath or something like that in a lava pit or something?
Yeah.
Or something like that. He was taking a bath or something.
The toothbrush falls in the same sort of category of it's a niche little thing, but a lot of people remember when he is, brushing the teeth of the T-Rex head and the T-Rex is looking up at him. And I mean, the thing even has movable eyes. So it can look up at you. I mean, you can absolutely recreate that scene.
Did he sing Rubber Ducky? Am I thinking about, or am I imagining that, or did he?
I think
sing
David Kaye did for like one of the things he did on, where he does like his yearly.
Yeah. Oh, I thought he did it on the show. He didn't do it on the show. He didn't sing.
No, I think David Kaye did it. I think he's right.
Okay. I think David Kaye did it.
That's where I got it. I knew I heard him singing Rubber Ducky, but I just didn't know if it was on the show or not.
Yeah, I think then they have to pay the Sesame Street people money.
They didn't want to pay extra everything. So
now one thing too, it's going back. It's like, what is your iconic version of a character? I remember when Masterpiece Ironhide came out, everybody was debating what gun did Ironhide actually use. And I thought, while those Ratchet and Ironhide aren't my two favorite G1 Masterpiece figures, I think the way they did it with the battle sleds was a really good idea. You could keep all of your weapons organized. Yeah. You had the homage to the toy, and then it was however you want to arm him up.
Yeah. It was really clever.
Yeah, I think that was the best for him and Ratchet using that and everything. It had so many, accessories come with them, but then you had the storage for it, so you wouldn't have to actually put it in the box. You could display it, because most of the times, a lot of people, and I don't want to play the devil's advocate, when you get a bunch of accessories, most of the time people will be like, all that stuff's going to go in the box. So why, and I've always said this, why I think Hasbro and Takara would probably do well if they gave us like two options. Like if they just gave us a figure and maybe, an extra head or something, two sets of heads and everything, or hands or whatever, and then give us another option of you want all the accessories, like, Ironhide came with, or Beast Wars, Megatron, and you gave us two, options, to pay less if you don't want all that stuff, because most of the time, people always put that in the box because they really don't have room to display all that stuff.
Yeah.
The only time you see that difference is when they have the with the coin or without the coin. But I think that's a good idea, because there are people, and I've heard the argument made many times, where they'll say, look, I want the figure, I want, say, their blaster, but like, that's it. I don't need the extra faces and this, that, and the other thing. And that's fine. And those same people will say, hey, they could have offered it for a lower price. And then other people will take the attitude, which is also just as valid, and say, hey, we have this price. I want as much crammed in that box as possible. And I think there's an argument for both sides. Like, I go back to the Ironhide. I don't remember what blaster Ironhide had. I almost don't care what one he had. I do, however, remember, when his hands went in and the things came out to do the, liquid nitrogen or whatever. Yeah. I remember what those look like, but I don't remember what his actual blaster looked like. So for me, I would value having those interchangeable hand pieces more than the traditional blaster.
Well, that's good. That's same for Hound. A lot of people, like you, Extra Zeros just said, he's coming with a lot of stuff, and he's $165. Like, if you took off about half of those accessories, I know that's not a big, chunk of how much it's costing and everything, but I think if you gave an option of saying $125 and you only get a couple things like the hologram guy maybe, and some of that stuff, I think more people would be acceptable and be like, okay, I can see why they paid this price for it, but I don't want to pay $160 for stuff that I'm not going to use.
Yeah, for sure. Here's an idea. Why not just put them in accessory packs and do accessory packs separately?
Not bad idea.
Oh, that'd be pretty good. I mean, yeah, good. I always want, and third party are doing this now with the blast effects. There's guys making them and everything. I wish Hasbro would do that. Man, if they gave us like a 12-pack of blast accessories and for like $5 or something at Walmart, man, I'd buy those all day.
With that mini compact, or not mini compact, but the Micromaster pack they just came out with. Mm-hmm. I could see them doing something like that. And, with the Skywarp that's coming out, I think he comes with extra blast effects, if I'm not mistaken.
Does it? Okay.
Well, he also comes with 3 of the little Battle Masters, too, though.
Oh, it's 3 Battle Masters? Okay, that's
the Skywarp?
Yeah.
With
he comes with 3 Battle Masters. Yeah, he comes with 3 Battle So Fatal Striker said, would making something similar to what Figma does, where they make a standard version and a DX version with all accessories, just in the end cause them to lose money on making different packaging?
Oh, I could see that.
Do you need to make different packaging though?
I mean, they need to label it differently, but I mean, I think it's just a matter of making the same size packaging and just having different trays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and they layer their trays in a lot of new releases. Like if I remember correctly, like Megatron was a layered tray.
Yeah.
And
so was Beast Wars. Yeah, Beast Wars Megatron was. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you just don't do that second layer, and it's just the factor of putting a DX and a different print on it, I mean, people are still going to buy it. I think with the costs of these things these days, I mean, I think
Well, how much does a sticker cost to put it on the box?
Too much.
Yeah.
I think Iron Factory does a layer thing too. I've seen, whenever they came with the Bruticus parts, and then the Iron Factory Megatron came in layers like that. Oh, that's pretty cool.
What about something like a BAF? Like, would that count as an accessory? Could that even work with Transformers, do you think?
Well, Toy World's doing it.
Yeah, Iron Factory did it. They did it with the Seekers, and I think the Sunstorm I have up here, it came with the Seekers, and I think the Coneheads too. I think maybe I can't remember, but yeah, they would just come with one leg, one arm, the body piece, and everything. Like the Toy World is doing it, which really sucks because they're doing Starscream.
Yeah,
and that kind of really ticked me off. So I guess I'm gonna have to buy the other ones to get everything. I'm just like,
Did you get Bulldog?
I did not. You did, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Now, did he come with the arm yet? Or
no. I actually have to ask Kenny how that's happening, but that's supposed to be sent out to me.
Okay, because they showed pics of the arm itself recently, about like a week or two ago, and everything. So yeah, I may have to buy stuff. I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, so that's about the weapons and everything. So what I wanted to ask also is, talking about, let me ask, what's y'all's favorite accessory? We didn't really answer that. Which one of your favorite accessories that you love that you remember? There's so many.
Metroplex's blaster, the red blaster. I love that thing because you can use it as a blaster, you can use it as a building, you can use it as a ship. What's not to like?
Exactly, very nice. Input. What's the accessory that comes to mind to you?
Off the top of my head, I would probably have to say Galvatron's cannon.
Okay, that's a good one. Extra Zero.
It's a tie between the Matrix of Leadership. The first time we got one, that was like such a cool thing to get. When I was a kid, I used to take my regular G1 Prime and open his chest up and try and make my own Matrix, and it was it didn't work because it'd fall out the hole in his back.
Yeah.
But that first time I got the original Masterpiece Optimus, and you open that chest up, and it's got a light up feature, and you can take it out and actually open up a little bit. That was that was just such a accessory for me. But hands down, my favorite has to be Soundwave and Blaster's tapes because they're figures, and they serve a purpose for the figure in both modes.
Yeah,
and they're just so iconic.
Yeah, they are. I mean, that's when you mention Soundwave. That's you have to mention the tapes and everything. Dame X Zenova, he said the third-party chess piece for Fans Toys RC. So.
Hey, when's that getting a Hail Hasbro review?
I don't know. If it's not sold out, man, I definitely order it, man. I'm not gonna lie. Whatever.
I'm pretty sure you can get them on eBay for like $20 right now.
Oh, yeah, probably.
I can't wait to go to TFCon and see like a table and just people like waiting.
Yeah, just like, oh my gosh, I gotta get the boobs.
I can only imagine the floor time for that one.
I have to think of something good, man. Probably a strip club, but I'm just gonna put that out there. One of my, just recently, what I've really loved, and I don't know if a lot of people is, I love the Siege Ironhide's hammer kind of thing, and it turns into
was a good one.
I got him with me right now because I
love that, man. I don't know why. It's just a simple, it's a simple kind of weapon, but it also turns into a hammer and it turns into a rocket launcher. And I think that really goes with what Ironhide is. I mean, it's just a big gun and everything. And I love that hammer he has. I have that. I haven't reviewed that yet, but with the blast effects, I think that, like I said, it's added so much playability to this line. Siege is already good, already, But I think the blast effects have really helped, and now you, like you said, it's spilling over to the MPs, and it's looking really nice and everything. So, what I want to ask y'all is, do y'all talk about a gimmick? What would y'all like to see in the next line for a gimmick, and what gimmicks do you miss? Like from over the 30 years, like got by. What would you like to see?
First things first, the blast effect that comes with that hammer that Ironhide is holding there. Mm-hmm. I love that one because it can be used as that hammer blast effect, but I've also seen it attached like to his chest as though he's being hit or shot or something. So I like that it can both be the strike and him being struck. Yeah, like that. I love it. Absolutely love it. In terms of your question, I thought about that because you and I talked a little bit before we went on the air, and you mentioned that one. And I thought about it, and I don't know. Like, are there any outside of like Power Masters and Pretenders? Are there any gimmicks left that we haven't seen done recently? Like, are we getting to a point where perhaps we're coming upon hitting the wall again? Or would you consider doing a complete change and potentially seeing more things like Beast Wars come back into play? Because we know we're getting Black Arachnia. We know we've gotten some other MPs. And we even know that even in something like the Cyberverse line, we are getting a version of Cheetor. So maybe they're starting to hint around that we might get some more of that. I don't know. I'd like, part of me wants to say Pretenders because a lot of them haven't really been updated too much other than the little things, but I don't know how well one of those immobile shells would work this day and age. I don't know. I think that's a hard question. Part of me wants to say Pretenders, but realistically speaking, I feel like Beast Wars is going to be the way to go next.
Well, TFC did their Pretender shells when they did that Monstructor and there was a Dino King and stuff. They sold them separately, and they doubled as a piggy bank, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they did.
So, Input, what would you like to see, or some of your favorite gimmicks?
Well, first, I'd like to circle back around to favorite accessory. Okay. Thinking about it, I would have to go Big Convoy's cannon, because he had that dual rotating thing that fired the missiles. So you rotate it like a quarter of the way and it fired the first one. You rotate it halfway and it fired the second missile.
Yeah.
And then you could just mount it on his back, and he just had this really cool mastodon like shoulder pad thing with the horns that just added to the silhouette. Yeah. As far as gimmick goes, I think return to like the Energon keys, because something like that, because when they
Cybertron keys?
The Cybertron keys, yeah. Because when they did it really well, and when it worked really well, it worked really, really, really well. But when it was bad, it was really bad. So, but I just like the idea of you put the key in and it finishes off a transformation, or it it extends an arm, or it shoots a missile or something. The play factor in that alone is, I would feel, would be really worth it.
I don't know if things should be dependent on those cyber keys, because it's easy enough to lose one or break one or whatever. I don't know if it should be dependent to go from one mode to the other, but I like it when it's used for, we'll say, like extra features. Like I look at Primus and his Omega Lock thing. And like, you need that Omega Lock. Now you can do it without the Omega Lock, but like,
jam your finger in there.
Yeah, it's a pain in the butt,
Well, take Megatron or Galvatron. You just stuck the key in it. The two the two guns. That's cool. It didn't take away from anything, and it added a playability feature to it and everything. So, and what I would love to see, mini-cons. I miss mini-cons. I know Armada is probably one people looked at as one of the worst, cartoons and everything. But I love, same as the Cybertron key, that when you took a little little mini, figure like that, mini-con, and you could transform him, but you could also add, playabilities, like with Megatron, you put it in and its little knife comes up, so you can shank you and everything. So that, I would love to see some more mini-con stuff, because I have tons of mini-cons in a box and everything. I think that would be a cool effect. And what I would not like to see is what Input put in Energon. I would not like to see the combining thing. That was trash. That was
pretty bad. That was terrible. Yeah, I recently saw that Devastator.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
We lost audio on you, man.
Is he gone?
I'm
Yeah,
not
he's
sure.
still moving, I think.
Yeah, he's moving. It says we're live still.
Maybe everybody else hears him.
Let me jump on my phone real quick and see if he's
Nope. I think he's looking now. He could do some charades.
Oh, I'm telling him right now.
One word. Starscream is one word, right?
Right.
Starscream is one word. Do we just keep it going with Deluxe just sitting there?
All right. Well, I mean, I can get into.
Yeah. He's just like keep going. He just gave the universal keep going sign, I think.
Well, we still have one person to get to here.
Yeah. So I can get to my favorite my thing that I missed the most. And to kind of piggyback off of the mini cons, I just miss spring loaded gimmicks in general. It's kind of crazy because from G1 to probably about 2014, we had spring-loaded missiles, spring-loaded blades, all kinds of stuff. And then, towards the end of Thrilling 30 and the Combiner Wars trilogy, they just cut all that out. And, the only thing you see now as far as spring-loaded gimmicks on Transformers are like the little kid Transformers, the one-step changers, and the gimmicks in Cyberverse, but those figures lack articulation. They're the definition of waffles, and it's kind of a shame too, because there's some cool stuff going on in some of those figures and some cool gimmicks, but I don't think that they have the appeal that the other figures have. So I miss seeing those gimmicks on mainline. Now we can hear you.
Okay, good.
There you go.
I don't know. Hangouts is crapping out on me. I apologize because like I told you before when we started, it gave me an error message, and I'm like, oh crap, and we may even start or something. But yeah, I'm sorry, Extra, you were right. So you wouldn't like to see mini cons as far as coming back as?
Oh yeah, like when we got the Thrilling 30 Megatron. The one that was redecoed as Armada Megatron, I was just like, man, how cool would this thing be if they gave him all the articulation? Because that's Armada Megatron was a great figure, but it was a brick. It was a brick.
Yeah.
And it's like, how cool would he be if he had that Minicon switchblade? Remember that?
I know.
You put the Minicon and slid that up.
Yeah, and the shank. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like the rotating cannon when you put that in there. I mean, there were some cool gimmicks, and then the capture claw. There was a great play pattern to them, and I see a lot of that with Siege. And the other thing that's cool about Minicons was they had places to sit, and I love Human Alliance as well. So I got that third-party hot rod, and it's cool because he comes with a little. I guess this is the chick from the last night. But it's like a nondescript masterpiece style. But it's cool that she sits in the car. And when Human Alliance came out, I thought that was like one of the coolest things ever. He had a little Sam to sit in Bumblebee, and he had seats and everything. And I think
the spring-loaded gimmicks too, and some of them are good, especially like spring-loaded missiles or something like that. But not. I think that there has to be a locking point with it. Like I'll go back to some of the mech tech stuff. And like you could do something that would be spring loaded and would, I don't know, extend a blaster or something, but there was never a locking point.
Yeah.
As you let it go.
Tech was
it drove me nuts.
It was a good idea, but wasn't executed. Good enough. And I don't think we're going to see. I don't know, maybe on third party, but I don't think we'll ever see a spring loaded missile launcher anymore. I mean, just because of safety hazards.
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe. I think if maybe, well, no, I was going to say maybe a Hasbro convention exclusive or something, but I doubt it.
Don't they exist on like some of like the not Marvel Legends Avengers figures? I could have sworn I've seen, some of their Spider-Man stuff and Avengers stuff have spring-loaded missiles. I know they still exist in
Are they?
the realm of toys. But I just don't pay too much attention to that stuff. It's like,
But I think they don't fire as hard or as far or anything or as powerful.
Yeah, they're
as
watered
they used
down.
to.
They do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, back in
Lego's got some legit spring-loaded missiles of all the companies.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Dude, back in the 80s, man, they didn't care, man. They would fire at you, hitting your eye. They didn't care.
Yeah.
They'd walk it off, drink some water or something, man. It didn't matter.
So, before we get off the topic of spring-loaded gimmicks, one of the gimmicks I kind of wanted to see if you guys remembered or how you feel about it, but with G2 and Beast Wars, the basic figures had that kind of automorph thing going on there.
Love
and
it.
it's like, I was a big fan of it. And like, I remember when I first got that 2-pack with the Alligator Megatron and that Optimus. Yeah. I was like, man, this is awesome. And I just had so much fun flipping them back and forth, but they were articulated. And I think that's where they're missing the mark with, the simpler Transformers for kids. Have that action figure element that's a little bit more mature, but also make it fun and accessible to flip back and forth.
Look, a year ago, I was rewatching Beast Wars because my wife gave me the box set for Christmas that year, and I got around to watching it last spring, summer, and I really got the bug to kind of flesh out my Beast Wars collection. And I said to myself then, I said, you know what, I want the guys that were on the screen, and I'll pick out what version it is I want. And the version of Pterosaur that I wanted went right back to that basics version, because I said, okay, I get what you did with the, what was it, BotCon or TFCC exclusive, that thing that used the Combiner Wars mold. That's nice and all, but like,
legit.
that thing's going for like crazy money. I'm not paying that for a deluxe. Get realistic. And I didn't really want the Transmetal one because we didn't see it. I wanted what was on screen, and the closest approximation was the basics with a lot of custom work. And I eventually found him for a reasonable price. And I said, okay, sure, I'll get it. Figured, he'll be average at best. And I got him. And considering the time that he was produced, what he accomplishes both in articulation and in what's really a smooth conversion for something so simple, I thought was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant for the time.
Oh, for sure. And I like how that really translated to the show too. They would transform Pterosaur, and all he would do was like flip over.
Yeah.
He'd be in robot mode.
Yeah. Do y'all think that we'll get? Well, this is gonna go off topic. I'm sorry. Do you think the 25th anniversary is coming up for Beast Wars, and I think it's next year, right? 2021. Do you think we're gonna get a Beast Wars line? Are they gonna do a whole Beast Wars line? Or are they gonna do something for the anniversary? What do you think they're gonna do?
They kind of glossed over it for the 20th.
I think they'll do I think they'll do something. I don't know if they'll go off the rails or anything, because I know they got Cheetor coming in Cyberverse, so that figure's coming out.
Yeah.
But man, I don't know. I hope they do something. I really do. Maybe they can bring Beast Wars Neo and Beast Wars Second over here and give it to Shout Factory so they can dub it or subtitle it or something.
They haven't done it with Master Force.
But do you think Cyberverse is what Beast Wars fans want, though?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No.
I mean, they want something. I think Cyberverse is the kids' version, for a line thing. So
I think they need to move away from. And again, this is off topic, but I think they need to move away from Cartoon Network, where they just want to show. Yeah, they want to show Teen Titans Go for like 24 hours a day. I know my boy Greg from Mercy loves that show, but like anytime I tune on Cartoon Network prior to Adult Swim coming on, it's just Teen Titans Go, and I'll look through it. No, huge box.
We are getting the Netflix thing, so I'm really excited for that.
Yeah,
I'm so excited for that, man.
I feel like they'll have a little bit more freedom on Netflix to kind of do whatever they need to do story-wise.
Yeah. Netflix doesn't tend to back garbage. Usually, if they're going to go into producing a show, it's going to be good. And apparently, the artwork is going to be done by Polygon, and Polygon did Transformers Prime, and that thing is beautiful.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting to see.
So I got high hopes.
That'll be good. Like I said, I'm excited. It's supposed to be coming out next year. I think we're only going to get like 6 episodes at first, but I think it's going to do well for Transformer fans, and especially when they're going back to the kind of the G1 roots with it. Yeah. It is going to be Siege, but it is going to be on Cybertron, and I hope they don't introduce humans on the first episode. Just don't even introduce humans till later on. I don't even want to see humans. I want to see some backstories of Transformers. Man, if they did something like a All Hail Megatron or the Wreckers or anything like that,
I don't think we're going to see humans because I think it's going to be set on Cybertron, at least for the first season. That's what I'm thinking.
They'll do something. They'll squeeze in Spike or something. He'll show up like, "Hey, everybody, what y'all doing?
Yeah.
What? How did he get here? Come on now." But,
Well, Cyberverse doesn't have humans.
what's that?
Cyberverse doesn't have humans.
Oh, it doesn't? Oh, good. Well, good.
Not yet, but it's still on Earth. So
Give it
they're
time.
showing up.
Cyberverse doesn't. That's a good point. Side note, the Spark armor that they're doing in Cyberverse, that's an all right little gimmick. We have the first wave here. I've had them in hand. I didn't buy them because they're not for me. But they're cute. They're small. They're not as big as a Deluxe. They're not as small as a Legend. They're in between. I've been calling them Scout because I don't know what else to call them. But that Skybite is adorable. He's simple, but he's adorable. And I kind of dig his armor. You know who the big bomb is there? That Arc Optimus Prime. Trash, because the robot itself is not good. And the Arc looks cheap as dirt. And up here in Canada, it's retailing for $70. I would guess that would be about 50-55 for you guys.
Yeah.
Is that the one with his trailer? Is that the one he came with like a trailer or something?
No, it's the one where the Arc comes apart and becomes his armor. He's the Ultimate Optimus Prime, but
there was a Prime I saw in stores that he had his trailer or something.
There is one, and I don't know what it is down there. Up here, it's a Toys R Us exclusive, and the shelves in my Toys R Us are lined off with them. Hasn't moved. I don't know if he sold even one.
They hit Walmart's here, and they went on clearance for $15. And I mean, that Optimus also only has one hand. He's got this like little dinky axe. And,
okay. Yeah, I thought of. I actually saw the the G1 Prime for $35, and I was still like, I'm waiting for it to hopefully get down to 20, 25 or something like that, and just like, I don't know about that. Giving it two guns is not.
Rodimus up here at its worst, Hot Rod went down to $9 Canadian. So I don't know what that would be for you guys, but that's how low. That's how low they cut him down before he sold.
I got him for 13.
The same thing.
I got him for 13
here. Yeah, I picked up Hot Rod and Optimus. Optimus was 25 and Hot Rod was 10 at a flea market last weekend.
Yeah. Nice, very nice. So, I mean, is there anything else that you would like to chit chat about? I think we've done the accessory thing. Unless you want to talk more about accessories, what would you like?
I would like to talk about the worst accessory.
Okay.
That I can think of now. Okay. Beast machines, those battle thrones, or like you could ride. You had like the big Cheetor head that he could ride around.
Oh yeah, I don't even. Golly.
And like Cheetor couldn't even fit in it. I gotta hit up Dakota and see if he's got those. Now I think about it.
He probably does. He has everything.
Do you remember? Now I don't know if we would call this a figure or if we'll call it an accessory. I feel like it was sold as a figure, but I'm going to call it an accessory. Do you remember during Transformers Prime there was this huge like Ultra Prime thing, and like a bunch of like the little Cyberverse guys could go in different spots on them?
Oh yeah,
that thing was awful. But I would call that an accessory for the little guys. Would you call that a figure, or would you call that an accessory for several little Cyberverse guys?
I'd call it an accessory. I mean, if Soundwave's cassettes are considered accessories, why not?
Yeah, like I feel like this is in the reverse of that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I remember I bought the what was the shuttle, and then they had the drill bit with a knockout. I think the little Cyberverse and everything is like a drill kind of thing. I bought those for some reason. I was at the point where I was buying everything, and now I look at it just like I don't know what I was thinking, but it was the one. Like I said, one of the worst probably weapons. Well, Don, input, you go first. I don't know if I could remember a worst one right now offhand.
Worst accessory. Geez, man, I really can't think of anything for a bad accessory right now.
What about those melee things that Berserker came with?
I was gonna say Armada Prime's trailer, because it just turned him into this immobile brick, right?
And so I remember Bolt Matrix is lit on fire.
You know what? Just recently, I like the Micromasters, but I don't like their little gimmicks where they just lay on top of each other. I think that's
Oh, that's a terrible thing.
I
Yeah.
like the Micromaster bases though, man. Not gonna lie, I'm totally down for that.
yeah. But no, the new one for the siege stuff, I don't like. You know, there's the 2 cars that just lay onto each other. It's
Yeah, it's idiotic.
But that's the thing that they don't need to do, but they do anyway. I mean, I think the sword mode was kind of neat for the one, but other than that, it's like I wouldn't. If I were them, I wouldn't even advertise it.
Yeah, I love the sword. I love especially with the green light one that came with the fire effect. That was pretty cool. I thought.
I'd rather them just give the Battle Masters knees. That would be.
Yeah. Let's see. I want to thank everybody for coming in. Hey, I got 20, almost up 21, man. Got
all right.
Watching. We got Transformers video games. We got M in here. He's a good dude. We got Crimson Raptors. He said, what he said? He said Beast Riders. What were they called? I think.
Yeah, Beast Riders. Yeah, that was Mechatron and Chi, and that was the thing is like neither the Mega Class Megatron or Cheetor could fit in those things.
Really? Yeah, that's trash. I can't think of any way. Like I just said, the Micromasters is off the top of my head. I can't think of any bad weapon that was that I could think off the top of my head and everything, but that's fine. We got 21 now. All right. So I mean, is there anything? I mean, like I said, I really want I wanted to touch base also with the accessories and what do y'all see? What would y'all like? I mean, I don't know if we answered. What would you like to see for the next line as far as gimmicks? I think somebody mentioned Pretenders. I wouldn't mind. I love the little ones from Powder Primes. I think was the Powder Primes the little.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool. I would love to see a third party tackle some Pretenders. I think that would be awesome.
Here's a thought before we wrap up. What if they were to bring back Legends class, right, and have them scale correctly, but do those as build-a-figures? So if you wanted your Brawn, your Wind Charger, your tailgate, they have like the waves come with like a body part, and they just do the Legends class with like ball joints.
Well, the only thing I say bad about that, just say take what they did with Refractor. You have to buy 3 separately. So what if you don't ever see one of those for one of the Build-A-Figures, and you're like,
it happens in the Marvel Legends community. I think that the worst part would be the people that are like crap human beings and steal the pieces.
Oh yeah, and swap them out or just put them or take them back and everything. Yes.
That happens.
Yeah, the resellers on eBay that charge $100 for a Legends figure because that's how much it costs them to buy all the figures.
Mm-hmm.
What didn't happen around here? The little balls that are on the BotBots packages? They're getting torn open like crazy, and the bonus guy is gone.
Yeah,
same here.
They did it on the single packs too. A lot of people would do that. They would look. You could tell which one they got from the number code or whatever, and they would be looking for that. So every time I go see the BotBots, they're always pushed in every time for some reason. Scott, he asked, I'd like to see a Titan class tidal wave.
Oh, me too.
I wouldn't mind that. I think he would be a commander class. I think he would be.
That's what I'm thinking. Commander class for him. Commander class
I think that would be. I think we got the Jetfire, and like I said, everybody, whoever made that Jetfire loves Transformers. They put some love into that. So I think they could do that with Tidal Wave. I think he'd be an excellent addition to the Commander class because I don't know what we're going to do.
Enough demand for Tidal Wave.
Absolutely.
I think so. He's one of the better Armada.
Yeah, and he has that memorable scene from the game that everybody seems to remember when he stands up out of the water. And
come on now. That's a great game, man. I was talking about that. We were talking about that, wasn't we?
Yeah.
And I thought Armada was one of those games that I missed that was really cool. That I could go back and play, and I still would have fun doing it. I think that was a cool game because you transformed and everything, and all Prime would. Oh man, come on now, that was fun times, good time. But yeah, I think a Tidal Wave would be heavily accepted as a commander class and everything. So,
yeah, for sure. And he's got that big. He had that following in the IDW books for a while too.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, cool. All right. Well, I guess we've run this course, and I guess we're done for the day. I want to say thank y'all so much for coming on this little panel, man. It was really cool. I thought we were going to talk over each other a lot, but we really didn't. It was really civilized, and I like that. I need to get more people on. If anybody wants to come on to one of these Talk Transformer Lives, hit me up. Input hit me up, and he said, like, dude, I want to come on. I was like, well, heck yeah, we'll get you on. I know it took a while. I mean, we were supposed to do one last week and everything, and it just got a little hectic when you get a chance. But I want to say thank y'all for coming on and everything. So tell everybody where you're at. We'll go with you, Gotbot. How about you?
If you look up Gotbot, you're going to find me everywhere. I'm not a hard man to find. Simple as that.
Exactly. And we just did a round 30 just a couple days ago. Go check it out. Really good. So
that was
and
simple.
Yeah, and input. Oh, and first of all, he also just did a sit rep with Patriot Primes, so be on the lookout for that too. So it's going to be cool. Input. Where can everybody find you, or even if you want people to find you at all?
On YouTube, you can find me on Input or at Input-Input, just like the screen name whenever I'm on in the chat rooms. And on Instagram, you can find me at Ernest P. Whirl, as in Ernest from the old TV show and movies. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got. It's just Instagram and YouTube.
Awesome. And the man, the myth, the legend, Extra Zero. Where can they find you? Like everywhere. You know?
Yeah, I know, right? I gotta start pulling that T-Man line. Just Google it. No, but you can find me every Thursday night over on the Figure Action Podcast YouTube channel. We go live at 9:00 Eastern Standard Time. So be sure to check us out. And just like your show, anybody that participates in the live audience, we try to integrate into our show. And we are looking for guests as well. So if anybody would like to be a guest on our show,
there you go. Y'all should do it. It's a fun time too. Really good guys, man. Yep. Plus they got T-Man. He's the internet celebrity. He's pretty cool. But like I said, thank y'all so much. And I want to thank everybody for coming in. Really, I really appreciate it. We got up to 21 watching, and that's cool. That's what we was hoping to strive for. And like I said, if you want to come on, just hit me in the, slide in my DMs, and we'll try to figure out a time, and we'll get you on, and we'll talk about stuff. And like I said, thank y'all so much. Go ahead, hit that like button. It helps out the channel. And yeah, I guess I'll see you on the next around 30. No, this ain't around 30. Talk Transformers. I do so many shows. I don't even know which one I'm on. That is sad. No, I guess I'll see you on the next Talk Transformers Live. And as always, be good to yourself. Hail Hasbro, and good night, folks.
Good night, everybody.
Night, guys.